Hi guys, welcome back. So you want to have your study guide open for Act 3. We just answered those questions regarding the History.com article. Now we're going to take a look at the film, okay? And we're going to think about what are the advantages of film as opposed to the printed text. And also you can think about if you were an audience member in the drama, at the Globe Theater, seeing this acted out on stage. So here we go. You want to follow along with the printed text as well. There's a link at the top of that study guide. You need to paste the text evidence as we go. So right here as we start, this is the soothsayer, pretty cringy. He is going to try to warn Caesar again. This is Julius Caesar, looks kind of old. And here is Mark Antony. Remember, Antony is his right-hand man. It's kind of like Caesar's protege. It's as if Caesar is Antony's mentor. Here we go.
The Ides of March are come.
I, Caesar, but not God.
So that shows Caesar's ambition. He doesn't really want to listen to him. You can see how his nonverbals change. And again, think about the cinematography. Caesar and Antony coming straight at you. That's an advantage of the film because you can see them. It's focused on them. Okay? You can hear the people. You can see the crowd. Now here is Artemidorus. Okay? Crazy Artie. We saw at the end of Act 2, he has this letter. Somehow he found out about the conspiracy. Is all these names of people that are part of the conspiracy trying to warn Caesar. Over here is one of the conspirators. Okay, Decius, and he is going to try to make sure that Caesar does not get the letter.
Read this schedule. Earnest desire you to read at your best leisure this his humble suit.
Who Caesar read mine first? For my suit touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar. Read it instantly.
What is the fellow man?
And again, you can see the close-up on Caesar's face. He's very ambitious. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to hear of it. All right. And now you have this right-to-left movement, okay, as they're going up the steps into the Senate. Right to left is not how we normally read or view things. And so because it's abnormal, cinematographers use right-to-left movement as foreshadowing something bad. It's very portentous because we usually read left to right. So when things are happening left to right, it's more normal. And so things are usually going to be good. But when you see right to left, it's foreshadowing something bad. And so the cinematographers can use that to their advantage. All right, now this guy is named Publius. He's just a regular senator. He found out about the conspiracy, and he's going to let Cassius know.
Enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Popilius?
That's Brutus.
Very well.
So Brutus, of course, one of Caesar's best friends, but one of the leaders of the conspiracy. They're going to chat and say, hey, let's look at Caesar. Let's see if Publius tells Caesar or not. We'll find out by looking at his face.
We wish today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is to discover it.
Look how he makes to Caesar, mark him.
Task be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
It's the second time Cassius has threatened suicide.
Leslie speaks not of our purposes, for look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
So they look and see everything's okay with Caesar. Everybody's happy. He's going to be crowned dictator for life. I'm not really sure why Publius is leaving. I think that's just something that the film director did to kind of show the fact that he knows what's going on. Now you're going to see here's Mark Antony, and that's one of the conspirators to his left. They're going to draw him out. They were afraid of Mark Antony because he's pretty powerful and young. He would certainly try to defend Caesar.
Trebonius knows his time. But look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
So you can see they draw him out again. The film director is able to draw the attention by zooming in. Now the conspirators are going to get ready.
Let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed.
This is Cassius. That's Brutus. Here's Casca.
us that raise your hand.
He just found out, oh, you drew the short straw, you get to stab Caesar first. Lucky for you. But again, think about the advantages of film. All the different points of view you're going to get.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss?
This is Metellus Cimber going to plead for the pardon of his brother.
Mighty and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat an humble heart.
I must prevent these, Simba. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that
Caesar shows his
bears
ambition.
blood that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melteth fools.
It's like, I don't change my mind.
Sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray,
Here
and
again
fawn
is
for him,
Brutus.
I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy
Metellus is
than
like,
thy
hey,
own
can
to
anybody
sound
vouch for me? Anybody agree with me?
Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
And here comes Brutus. And you can see Caesar's shocked face, that Brutus would agree with Metellus Cimber, go against Caesar.
May have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What? Brutus?
Remember, Brutus was one of his best friends. Really, this is just to get closer to Caesar so they can assassinate him. Cassius is going to come in and do the same.
As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you.
Now, you should start to hear the music pick up. The music is a huge element that can be used in a film. Drama can use it as well.
Fixed and resting quality, there is no fellow in the
But one of the
firmament.
advantages of film here are the different points of view that you're going to see.
They are all fire, and
You get
every
to
one
zoom
doth
in
shine.
on Caesar,
But there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world,
get the wide shot.
it is furnished well with men.
But now we zoom in here on Casca. You can see that he's getting nervous. Cassius is looking over at him saying, Casca, all right, it's just about time. Everyone's looking around like, is it time or not?
Let me a little show it even in this, that I am constant Simba should be banished, and constant to remain to keep himself. Oh, Caesar! Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus? Great Caesar! Doth not Brutus boot
And
this
notice the
meal?
different camera angles.
Speak! Hands for me!
You get lots of close-ups on Caesar and the conspirators, so you can see the nonverbal communication. You can see the action. You almost got to look at this fuzzy shot. You get a little bit of Caesar's perspective, as if the camera is, as if you're in Caesar's shoes. Again, you get the nonverbal communication from those close-ups on the other conspirators, and you get to see how the other senators react. And this is the best. All right here, again, he's looking at Brutus. You get the blurry shot. Even the camera angle is kind of waving back and forth. It's as if you are Caesar. This is one of the biggest advantages of film versus the drama. You would never be able to recognize how blurry your vision might be, how much of a stumble you might have at this point. Of course, you're probably thinking, how is Caesar even up on his feet? You're right. He probably wouldn't be. Okay. But this is, again, to show you that he's looking for help. He's looking for Brutus's best friend. Brutus just, of course, has his back. That means, and you also, Brutus? Really? My friend? And so, ironically,
And fall, Caesar.
and falls Caesar. Ironically, this is a statue of Pompey. Okay, and so this was done by filmmakers, and I'm willing to bet if Shakespeare had it at the Globe Theater, he would have had something to represent Pompeii, because it shows the irony that Pompey kind of got his revenge. Remember that before this whole story took place, before the dramatic script, Caesar had gotten rid of the triumvirate. The triumvirate, the rule of three. There was Crassus, Pompey, and himself. And Crassus was kind of weak. He didn't need to worry about him too much, but he needed to get rid of Pompey, so he had him murdered. So it's as if Pompey gets his revenge as Caesar falls at his statue. So everyone's rather shocked.
Tyranny is dead! Run hence! Proclaim! Cry it about the streets! Some to the common pulpits! And cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
Notice what they're shouting and think about why. They need to recognize that the people need to understand why they did it. They want them to recognize that there is freedom now that Caesar is dead, and they want everyone to know that they did it. And so they want them to shout freedom in the streets. Caesar is dead. Now think about that. The crowd was just praising Caesar. So they're going to have to do some convincing.
People and senators, be not affrighted! Why not?
So everyone exits.
Stand still! Ambition's debt is paid. Go to the pulpit, Brutus, and Cassius too.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar's...
Knock out of standing! Publius.
And of course, Brutus wants to make sure Mark Antony is not there.
Publius, lest the people rushing on us to do your age some harm. Do so, and let no man abide this deed, but we, the doers. Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run as if for doomsday.
So they get the report about Mark Antony.
Stoop, Romans. Stoop. Let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then and wash.
So they're going to bathe their hands in Caesar's blood to show them that, hey, we did it. We freed you, and here's why. And so the marketplace is the forum. It's where they're going to have the funeral. And so what you need to do is finish up just this first scene. As you scroll all the way to the end here, you need to find out a little bit. Antony is going to come, and they're going to allow him to speak at Caesar's funeral. Okay, so as you scroll all the way to the end of this scene, they're going to talk about, well, what should we do with Mark Antony? Because before, remember, Brutus said, no, we're not going to kill him. We're not butchers, right? And so that's what kind of comes here at the end as Mark Antony will arrive. He sees mighty Caesar. So it's line 149 and to the end. See this discourse between Antony, Brutus, and Cassius. Recognize what Brutus decides, what Cassius thinks as well, and see how things transpire here at the end of scene 1. Okay, so that's what you need to finish